You're watching Chillyboy Productions. I'm Larry Chillyboy Chilson, and this is the Thirst Report. Now, before we get into the thirsty news of the film world, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so that you can chill with me on each and every one of my latest videos. So, it has been a while since we've had a breaking thirst report here on the channel. However, we have the release of Thor Love and Thunder this weekend. So, how could I not come back for this segment when my man, Chris Hemsworth, has kicked up quite the thirsty storm with that Thor Love and Thunder trailer? Yeah, I was foaming at the mouth. Did you see my reaction? Take that blur off. Take the blur off.
Shall we help them? Yeah, eventually. Great.
Well, I'm happily here to report back to you that Thor Love and Thunder did in fact release the unblurred cut. We have Chris's godly buns right there on the screen in IMAX, booty in your face, the whole thing in Thor Love and Thunder. Now, unfortunately, it's a pretty quick clip. We are at about that distance you saw in the trailer, so and while we get a nice V, I mean that camera gets a nice lower abdomen cut as we see him chained up by those lightning bolts in Zeus's court. We don't quite get Hemsworth's full hammer experience, but listen, I'm good. I am glad with what we received. I was ready to take a bite out of that Australian peach, if you know what I'm talking about. This does mark the first instance of actual human nudity in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Taika Waititi gave us a green Hulk booty in Ragnarok, but he has evolved, saying, Chris, it worked so damn hard. I mean, come on. We gotta show it off, right? And I agree, Taika. I agree. I like the way you think. Now, while Chris Hemsworth has been shirtless in pretty much every film he's ever starred in over the years, he's actually been quite stingy with any type of nudity. This is only his second nude scene of his entire career. The first being the highly acclaimed, fantastic Rush, where we get, once again, just a pretty quick shot of that booty. Now, Chris was a little bit more slender, so the body shape is just a touch different back in the day. But we now have a pair of scenes with those hot and fresh Aussie buns to go along with each other. Here's to hoping it doesn't take about another 10 years or so to get another flash of that rear, or maybe something else, Chris. Now, since Love and Thunder is pretty much taking up all the screen time in this coming weekend, we also have a few other nudity news to talk about. Just recently, in theaters now, we have a smaller little period piece titled Mr. Malcolm's List, starring the ever hunky Theo James. Now, while you're not going to get much skin from him in that period piece, we can go back to the television series Sandition, where Theo finally gave us our very first look at some skin in his first nude scene. While we've all been like lusting after Mr. James ever since the Divergent trilogy, remember that? There's another star who's been a little bit stingy and showing the audience a little bit of goods. That is until HBO this past spring gave us The Time Traveler's Wife. Now it's been announced no season 2 for The Time Traveler's Wife, so make sure to rush over to HBO Max and get your Theo James skin fix while you can, because unfortunately, the very, very naked HBO series won't be coming again. So it looks like these are all the shots of a naked Theo James time traveling we're going to get. But there's a lot of them because we see Theo in every single episode of that show. Plus, there's this kind of weird scene where he's a 16-year-old and he goes back to give his own 16-year-old self a blowjob. That stuff is real weird. I mean, real strange material. But whatever your fantasy is, self-cest is all the rage these days. So go off, go off. And then finally, I have to bring attention to one of my favorite films of the year and one of the best films when it comes to male thirst of 2022, and that is Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, currently streaming on Hulu. I was first introduced to the incredibly charming and extremely attractive Daryl McCormick in The Wheel of Time, but I was really introduced to Mr. McCormick in Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. Not only is he fantastic playing this male escort opposite an absolutely amazing Emma Thompson, he woos you throughout the film. You're sitting there in Emma's place, just being won over with this delightful male specimen. It takes a while. There's a lot of conversation leading up that really gets the heart pumping. But finally, in the final act, there is the male nudity payoff you've been hoping and praying for with this premise since the film started. Not only does Daryl give us that full moon view, he turns around to unveil a rather impressive Irish weapon hanging below. Yes, we get the full Irish delight when it comes to Leo Grande. And we also get a quite brave and beautiful appearance of an unclothed Emma Thompson as well. What's not to love? Go check out Good Luck to You, Leo Grande, immediately. Come for the sexy skin, but stay for the stellar script and filmmaking. That's it. That is my report when it comes to the world of thirsty film news. I hope you enjoyed this episode of The Thirst Report. If you did, go ahead, click that like button down below and subscribe to the channel so that you are always up to date on all of my latest videos. And join the discussion. Have you been palpitating for that Thor Love and Thunder scene ever since you saw the trailer? Was Theo James's hot booty the only reason you were tuning in to Time Traveler's Wife? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.